Hello, thank you for joining us on Nationwide. I'm Ruth Aguela. We'll begin from Port Harcourt, where we hear some hoodlums have set ablaze some part of local government secretariat building at Eleme, Iwere and Emecha local government councils. Eyewitnesses say the hoodlums came early in the day to set the building ablaze. At Eleme, the fire destroyed the main office complex. However, when the newly sworn-in chairman arrived for official duties, the place was already on fire. Not deterred, the chairman, however, sworn in the councillors. All right, we'll join our correspondent live now in Port Harcourt, Kingsley Amajiri, to give us an update on the situation. Kingsley, tell us what you have gathered so far.
Well, Ruth, we would like to welcome you here in Eleme. We are still in Eleme Local Government Council Secretariat. Of course, we have taken you around because it is drizzling. Actually, that's why we are using this very place. These attacks is taking place simultaneously across a number of the local government councils in the state. Eleme Local Government area, you could see the effect of the attacks on this council secretariat. All the properties in this building have been set ablaze. We also have the same situation in Ikwere local government area and also in Emoha local government area. We also have reports of gunshots in some of the local government council secretariats. These events are happening simultaneously. And of course, you recall that the governor had sworn in the newly elected 23 local government council chairman yesterday at the Government House, Port Harcourt, and directed them to go and resume duties today. Many of them, when they got to their various council locations, they had one or two forms of attacks. 3 councils have reportedly been both set ablaze, and you could see the effect here. The whole building, the properties inside are all set ablaze. This is the situation here in Eleme local government area. But that did not stop the new administration from going ahead with its duties. We gathered that when they arrived here earlier in the day to swear in the councillors, they not deterred with what they met on ground. The council chairman also went ahead and sworn in the councillors, and they also sat today. This is the situation here in Eleme local government area. But I would like to bring in one of the officials of the council here to also give us a brief insight of what exactly happened today. Could you just tell us what exactly happened when you guys came here this morning? Tell us.
Right, my name is Demeo Obod. I'm the Chief Press Secretary, Eleme Local Government. After the swearing in yesterday at the Government House, the Executive Chairman of Council, Chief Brain Gokpa, led his team to the Council Secretariat this morning to start up operations. And to our surprise and dismay, we discovered the place, the Secretariat has been set ablaze. And we actually met some political talks running away. We also discovered some of the materials that the arsonist used. We took on-the-spot assessment of of the Secretariat, and we discovered most of the structures have been set ablaze, have been burnt. So quickly we had to put calls to fire service for help. We were able to put the place under control, but as we speak, you can still see the debris. You can notice that There's really nothing much we can do here. The fire actually gulped everything before.
One key thing before I let you go, would like to find out from you. Has there been any arrest made in this regard?
I wouldn't know exactly if, because a while ago the area commander was here and no arrest has been made so far that I know of. We have not recorded any.
All right, Kingsley Amadiri there from Port Harcourt giving us update on the situation there. He's particularly at LMA following the attack on one of the councils there, and it's quite unfortunate we're seeing this happen at this time of our democracy. Well, still on the local government issues in Uyo, on the flip side, Governor of Akwa Ibom State, Umo Eno, has charged all newly elected council chairmen and vice chairmen to stay in their localities, deliver on their mandates and avoid distractions. This was during the swearing-in ceremony in Uyo. Let's hear from Kelvin Samuel.
Swearing in the newly elected council chairmen and their deputies, Governor noted that no arm of government can completely operate in isolation, hence the need for council leaders to synergize with the state government to ensure the provision of democratic dividends at the grassroots. He charges them that elections are over, therefore party affiliation should be kept aside to serve the interest of the people.
Receive your funds directly. Remember, we have shared responsibilities, and those shared responsibilities must be carefully thought out. How our teachers will be paid across board, how their allowances will be paid, how their gratuities will be paid. This administration is big on welfare.
Some of the chairmen, while appreciating the governor for his support, assured that the temple of development will be sustained and even improved upon.
But they know my capacity because I've been with them. I know what they really need as a local government.
I will make sure that whatever the governor, His Excellency Governor Moino, is doing in the state, in his Arise agenda, I'll do the same to my people.
I expect inclusiveness. Everybody will be carried along.
The People's Democratic Party, PDP, won 30 out of the 31 local government areas, while APC won in the Senudem local government area. From the government house, Uyo, Kelvin Samuel, NTA News.
We turn our attention to education now. Digital and entrepreneurial skills have become a focal point in recent discussions on the future of education in Nigeria. At the 68th National Council on Education meeting held in Abuja, like minds highlighted the urgency of embedding these vital tools into the national curriculum. Zaret Dimun reports.
The digital literacy gap in Nigeria has prompted a series of high-level meetings by the National Council on Education. As education evolves beyond traditional classrooms, interested individuals and groups acknowledge that the shift to digital platforms and technological innovation has become a pressing national priority. With the Council's latest meeting centered around the theme, Innovation, Digital Technology and Entrepreneurship, Tools for Education and National Development in the 21st Century, Dr. Nasir Sani Gwavzo, Permanent Secretary of the Federal Ministry of Education, emphasized that the government is fully committed to supporting this transformation. He reassures participants that the necessary resources have been allocated to facilitate the integration of digital and entrepreneurial skills into the educational system.
The 21st century is an era of technological advancement. Thus, the world is changing at an extraordinary speed, driven by innovation.
This strategic initiative aims to equip students with self-reliance and adaptability, enabling them to contribute meaningfully to national development. The Council is confident that this forward-thinking approach will reshape Nigeria's education sector, preparing students for the demands of the global digital economy. In Abuja, Zenred Dingmun, NTA News.
Still on education, Ministry of Education is working assiduously to restore the confidence of teachers and the teaching profession through the provision of access to more institutions, admission spaces and scholarship to students willing to study. This is coming from the Minister of State for Education, Dr. Yusuf Tanko Sununu, at an education conference organized by Colleges of Education Academic Staff Union as part of activities to commemorate the 2024 World Teachers' Day. The minister urged the educators to leverage autonomy for colleges of education to award degree in education to further complement government's efforts of uplifting the sector.
Let people see teaching profession as a profession, not an alternative. We as teachers must also stand to protect people from coming into teaching profession through the back door.
The Executive Secretary, National Commission for Colleges of Education, Professor Paulinus Chijoke Kwele, appealed to government at various levels to adopt the new reforms and to improve working environment for teachers.
Mandate is a game changer for Nigerian education system as it increases access to quality education, enhances employability, improves teacher training, and provides more options for students. It marks the dawn of a new era in our system. It will strengthen teacher education and expand access to degree education.
Who have excelled from contests organized by the union at federal and state colleges of education were given scholarships. Well, in a related development, educationists want Nigeria to attract the best brains to the teaching profession to equip Nigerians for global competitiveness. They emphasize this, that this is the only way to harness education as the most powerful tool for development. This was on NTA's Good Morning Nigeria program. Let's hear from Lydia Sampson.
The Minister of Education, focusing on placing value on the teaching profession, is a reminder to recognize teachers and what they sacrifice and bequeath to humanity. He says the Ministry of Education is resolved to implement policies to better the teaching profession as stipulated.
Our responsibility to teachers is very clear. It's clearly stated in our policy of DOTS. The T part of the DOTS is the teachers' support and development. We made quite a number of policies on ground. Some have been implemented, some have not been implemented, and maybe over time too, part of lack of political will. Now, this government is bringing the two on board. Our president has stated very clearly his commitment to education.
Professor Tahi says government is continuously engaging with global key players to rebrand the teaching profession. Other guests on Good Morning Nigeria who joined the conversation believe though across the country there is a renewed appreciation for teachers, more still needs to be done, especially in clear requirements for enrollment into the colleges of education and other related institutions.
That the greatest infrastructure for our educational system are teachers themselves. For many of us who are in the field are trying to implement education reform, we keep running up against a major challenge. And that challenge is that there is a gulf between the new aspirations for education and the capacity of existing teachers to deliver those aspirations.
Because teaching is not paying enough, because government is not paying enough attention to education, quality people and people with knowledge are not interested into going into the profession.
The girls want better enumeration for teachers in appreciation of their selflessness in serving in both rural and urban areas of the country. In Abuja, Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
Cybercrime is spreading fast and schools are not spared. To stem the tide, Nigeria Police National Cyber Center is engaging students of secondary school on the dangers. Francis Fom reports that the Nigeria Police Force Cybercrime Center takes the campaign against cybercrime to the Poa Model Secondary School, Abuja.
This mentorship school we posted, they recruited teenagers. They're teaching them how to hack, how to go into romance camp, how to go into extortion, and how to distribute malwares and a whole lot of things. And apart from, the ills of the cybercrime, we still have to teach them tips on how to stay safe online.
And we'll incorporate what we have been taught and ensure to have a free cyber environment.
Yahoo is an illegal activity, it's a crime and we should not engage in it.
The teaching and everything was a good one to stop and prevent teenagers from thinking of entering into cybercrime.
The theme for this year's Cyber Security Week is Secure Our World. Compressed natural gas initiative of the federal government has been described as one of the best ways to reduce cost of transportation in the country. This was the views of experts in the compressed natural gas conversion in Ibadan, conversion of vehicles in Ibadan. Lukman Hassan has reports for us.
Presidential Compressed Natural Gas Initiative of President Bola Tinubu is aimed at ensuring that the subsidy removal does not negatively affect the lives of Nigerians. As this initiative gathered momentum, Ibadan has benefited from distribution of free conversion kits and donation of 20 buses to the Oyo State Transport Service. To experts, the compressed natural gas, CNG, is one of the cheapest and best fuel for vehicles.
The benefit is enormous, and we know the cost of CNG is very, very low. And also on vehicle itself, the effects of using gas on vehicle is very advantageous.
For every 100 kilometers of fuel that you use, so maybe you use about 25,000. Now, for every 25,000 of petrol you use on a vehicle on 4-cylinder, if you are converting to a CNG, we are using like 8,000. So it's about 70%. We've done it.
Every day I use 35,000 naira to buy fuel, but if I change it to gas, I will be using 10,000 naira.
So far, Oyo State has about 9 conversion centers scattered across the state, and most fuel stations have begun the sale of CNG. In Ibadan, Lukman Hassan, NTA.
Okay, no doubt the federal government CNG initiative has come to stay. But when you look at accessibility and affordability, that's of concern. We'll join our correspondent now, Lukman Hassan. He's at one of the conversion centers there in Ibadan. Lukman, tell us, from your report, we've seen people who have given testaments on the advantage of using the CNG. But you tell us what you've gathered so far.
This end in Ibadan, we have been able to observe that the cost of moving, the cost of transportation has begun to go down in Ibadan. Here at a center, one of the conversion centers here in Ibadan, I have an engineer here to further tell us how accessible is the conversion of fuel to CNG. Engineer, how has it been accessible to conversion of vehicles from the fuel to CNG?
Well, there has been a lot of word around, there's been a lot of buzz around conversion in Ibadan. There are centers accredited in Ibadan for CNG, accredited by the Presidential CNG Initiative, and some also certified by the National Automotive Design and Development Council. So currently now, yes, there are conversion centers on ground, and the PCNGI also has distributed kits to conversion centers for the purpose of getting commercial vehicles, which are the beneficiaries now converted.
Okay, engineer, thank you very much. And it is believed that this initiative of the federal government will go a long way in easing the hardship of transportation in the country.
All right. Thank you very much, Lukman, for that update. And I'm sure commercial drivers, are excited with this initiative. Thank you. We go to Borno now, where we have 424 households comprising 3,383 people from 10 communities drawn from Konduga internally displaced persons camps have been resettled at 500 houses estate in Konduga town. Governor Babagana Umar Zulum inaugurated the estate and flagged off the resettlement exercise. warning beneficiaries not to sell the houses. Mohammed Goni captured that for us.
The 424 male and female heads of households, beneficiaries of the two-bedroom semi-detached houses, also receive food and non-food items as well as 50,000 naira, while 397 housewives got 20,000 naira in addition to the food and non-food items. Nawan Ali and Zara Mai were among the elated beneficiaries and expressed gratitude to the Borno State government for returning them to normal lives after spending years at IDP's camps. Governor Zulum said the resettlement of the 10 communities signaled commencement of closure of camps in Kandiga and reiterated commitment to resettling displaced communities before the end of his tenure.
Very soon, Borno State government in collaboration with the local government council, Kandiga local government council, will start the construction of Aulari village.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Reconstruction, Rehabilitation and Resettlement, Lawan Ali Gwani, noted that the resettlement of the 3,383 people cutting across age and gender is voluntary and done in a dignified manner. Elder statesman Kaka Malam Yali and Kandiga local government chairman Abba Abari appreciated Governor Zulum for the developmental projects in the area. They also noted state government's commitment to resettling more communities such as Delwa and urged the beneficiaries not to sell the houses and other commodities given to them. In Maiduguri, Mohammed Goni, NTA News.
All right, let's get on board to Lagos to join Michael. He has our next set of reports.
Thank you, Ruth. President Bola Tinubu says his focus is currently on restructuring the Nigerian economy for the benefit of citizens rather than on the 2027 general elections. The president spoke through his chief of staff, Femi Gbajabiamila, at the All Progressives Congress 2024 Southwest General Assembly held in Lagos. Joy Ken Abapoya reports.
The All Progressives Congress Southwest General Assembly, hosted by the Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, was an opportunity for stakeholders to discuss issues relevant to the development of the party and agree on strategies to enhance good governance in the Southwest Zone.
It is our responsibility, not just as a party, but as a people, to work together and to work collaboratively.
President Bola Tinubu, who was represented by his Chief of Staff, Femi Gbajabiamila, promised to give consideration to the resolutions from the General Assembly. While acknowledging the current pains of Nigerians, the president emphasized that his tough decisions will in no time bring about economic prosperity.
Anybody tells you that why this policy, people are hungry, Mr. President sees it all. He is pained. He has said to tell you that right now he is not thinking of the next election, but that he is thinking of the next generation.
One after the other, speakers at the event highlighted the party's achievements in the zone and areas that require more attention.
It is the need to appraise our party, how well we are faring, project our future, and outline the strategy for the future we collectively envision.
Renew our commitment to the Southwest and Nigeria at large, and collectively strategize for the future.
One of the resolutions of this meeting will be, go back to your various states, replicate this kind of a forum.
The event attracted APC leaders, governors, and National Assembly members from the Southwest. In Lagos, Joy Ken Abapoya, NTA News.
The Nigerian creative industry has grown in leaps and bounds and is considered a money-spinning industry that produces huge revenue for government, providing employment for many Nigerians. As the country marks her 64th independence anniversary, practitioners spoke on the sector's potential. Adiola Komiakeri reports.
There is no doubt that Nigeria is blessed with multi-talented individuals from arts, Nollywood, music, poetry, and those making exquisite fashion statements globally. These practitioners stand out among the nations of the world. Accounting for 39% of the box office revenue of $5 million, making a notable increase from previous years, the Nigerian entertainment industry has become one of the fastest growing in the world. While the creative content have received global acclaim, practitioners are of the opinion that more needs to be done on the part of government.
I hope that our government can also continue to open up opportunities for the creative industry to be able to expand, especially internationally. We've been able to conquer our local industry, right? But there's a whole lot more opportunities out there that are untapped.
The growth and transformation being experienced in this sector is largely attributed to the convergence of multimedia and mobile telecom technologies, which ensures seamless content production, distribution, and consumption.
Infrastructure is key for us to see tangible development in the industry. It's important for employment, it's important for tourism, it's important for our cultural export. We have our music that's crossed across the continent. It's everywhere, it's global. You know, you walk into a mall in the US, in the UK, even in China, they're playing our music. And I think that's where our film industry and our TV industry is going as well. So I'm very excited.
I think government in a way is also trying to intervene. They're trying to, support and put funds in specific areas in entertainment, and I believe with this, the country as a whole will get better.
It is hoped that the industry grows exponentially to become a force to be reckoned with globally. In Lagos, Adeola Komiakere, NTA News.
Those are the reports from Lagos. Nationwide continues with Kemi in Ibadan shortly after this break. Do stay.
Wide on the network service of the NTA. Welcome to Ibadan. Governor Seyi Makinde has declared that his administration will commence the payment of the 70,000 naira minimum wage once the issue of consequential salary adjustment has been addressed. The governor made this announcement during the 2024 World Teachers' Day celebration with the theme, Valuing Teachers' Voices Towards a New Social Contract for Education, held in Ibadan, your state capital. Ayomiko Ajibola has the details.
In the readiness of his administration to pay the new minimum wage, Governor Makinde announced the extension of the 25,000 naira wage award to workers and 15,000 naira wage award to pensioners by another 3 months. The extension, the governor noted, is to cover the period that the negotiation on the consequential adjustment will last, noting that the payment of the wage award will stop upon the conclusion of the negotiation to effectively implement the new minimum wage.
We will pay 70,000, there's no doubt about it. But the consequential adjustment will have to be negotiated. I've actually extended the wage award.
He promised to fix more education infrastructure so that teachers can continue to impart knowledge in a conducive environment to guarantee a better future for the state.
In the past, teachers don't used to give us concession, so they would just meet and decide or not. But now we have a representative in SUBEB, we have a representative in TESCOM, so that when you are discussing policy and issues surrounding teachers, we have a representative there.
The governor at the occasion inaugurated a block of 10 classrooms built by the Nigerian Union of Teachers at the NUT Model School in Ibadan. Ayomiku Ajibola, NTA News.
In commemoration of year 2024 Cancer Awareness Day, University College Hospital UCH Ibadan organized a Cancer Awareness Walk tagged Go Pink Day through major streets of the city. Correspondent to Rofea Animashan Badmos has details.
Led by the Chief Medical Director, Professor Jesse Abiodun Otegbayo, hospital management, staff, and students carried banners and posters highlighting the importance of cancer awareness. Professor Otegbayo emphasized that October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, as declared by the World Health Organization, WHO. He noted that breast cancer is a leading cause of death among women, with over 2 million fatalities annually. However, early detection and treatment through surgery, chemotherapy, or radiation can cure the disease.
Women need to know that they have to be doing self-breast examination. And once they are 40 years of age, they should be doing mammography every year. And for those who have family history of breast cancer, they should even do it earlier. Like from 30, 35, they should be doing mammography.
UCH's awareness campaign aligns with the Federal Ministry of Health's directives, as represented by Honorable Minister and Social Welfare, Professor Mohammed Ali Pate. In Ibadan, Rofia Animation Badmos, NTA News.
And we're done from here. Ruth, it's back to you for more Nationwide.
Thank you very much, Kemi. As part of its food security program, the federal government has launched the distribution of over 21,000 bags of rice in Katsina State to alleviate economic hardship. The distribution is intended to address food insecurity concerns in the state, particularly in light of socio-economic factors. Awal Haliru reports.
The initiative targets vulnerable women, youth groups, and various segments of the population, aligning with the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The intervention is also expected to bring relief to many households struggling to access basic necessities, particularly in rural areas. Senior Special Assistant to the President on Political Matters and Chairman of the Distribution Committee emphasized the focus of the initiative on supporting vulnerable individuals.
The President appreciates your support and continued cooperation and endurance at this trying moment when the federal government is working hard to ensure that Nigeria is put on the right track. When we came on board, we discovered that a lot of sacrifice must be done in order to get things working for the betterment of Nigeria and Nigeria as a team.
The distribution plans to empower beneficiaries to address some of their challenges for a more resilient and self-sufficient community. Katsina State Governor Dukarada stated that the rice distribution would boost socio-economic activities in the state. The governor commended the commitment of the federal government to completing key infrastructure projects to enhance the state's connectivity and facilitate economic growth. The distribution committee will ensure fair and efficient distribution at local and ward levels across the state. In Katsina, Awal Halaru, NTA News.
In other news, the federal government has issued 2 months ultimatum to the 11 electricity distribution companies in the country to upgrade their networks for seamless and safer electricity supply. The ultimatum, NEMSA says, followed continued incidents of electrocution across the country, which claimed lives and property. An investigation attributes obsolete distribution networks responsible for some of the incidents. At a stakeholders' engagement on improving service delivery in the power sector, the role of NEMSA on standardization, there were calls for distribution companies to step up service delivery and ensure old power lines are rehabilitated.
We're on a journey to getting to high and above, but we need to do something around our electricity. And whatever you can do, I know you're working very hard around the safety and around this metering, but please let us raise the bar.
2 months is ending next week, so our officers are already on ground, so they will swing into action. They will go and monitor those places and get back to us at the headquarters for the necessary action. I want to call on our customers, to all of us, because electricity is a good servant, but a bad master. It's associated with hazards. There's need to effectively mitigate these hazards. And to do that is to ensure that your electrical installations is carried out by a certified personnel.
All right, our next stop will be Jos as we join Bilikisu.
Commandant of the Police Staff College Jos, Assistant Inspector General of Police Adebowale Williams, is asking participants of Operational Leadership and Command Course 10 2024 to foster teamwork and uphold the highest standard of integrity and professionalism while discharging their duties to the nation. This was while addressing the participants in Jos. Indiang and the Abagang reports.
The Operational Leadership and Command Course
had analyzing the impacts of the ongoing international conflicts on crime in Nigeria, concerns, obstacles, and approaches as its theme. Participants were guided on the ripple effects of international conflicts manifesting in various forms of crime within the borders, as well as respect for the rule of law and human rights, ethics, and attitudinal change.
As a police officer, you must discipline yourself to discipline others. And here we have learned a lot.
And a lot, ranging from forensic examination.
The conflicts lead to increase in transnational crime, proliferation of arms, and movements of persons, all posing significant challenge to law enforcement efforts.
That true leadership is not just about authority, it is about service.
In these times of evolving security threats and societal expectations, the role of the police is more crucial as guardians of peace and stability.
The world of law enforcement is ever changing, and staying informed about international crime, criminals' modus operandi, crime analysis, strategies, technologies, and best practices will enhance your effectiveness as leaders.
The college expressed appreciation to the Inspector General of Police for providing logistics for the training for higher performances in service delivery in Jos, Indenyan, and the Abuja. NTA News.
To enhance productivity, commercialization, and resilience of farmers to meet with international best practices, Plateau State Livestock Productivity and Resilience Support Project is training extension workers on modern technologies. Ijoma Ozamina has details.
Livestock Productivity and Resilience Support Project is a World Bank-funded program to improve and enhance selected agricultural value chain by Plateau State Government. The programs are pig production, poultry farming, sheep and goat production. After identifying gaps in this chain, Plateau State deems it necessary to train the livestock extension farmers who serve as the trainers on how to use their resources to acquire better output. This introduction of modern technologies for animal husbandry practices are to be carried out from birth of these animals until they get to the final consumer.
It's meant for us to go and step down with the farmers in terms of extension, because that is basically what we're going to do.
We have seen situations where you get your animals from one place to another, and if they are on stress, you know how to be able to reduce the stress.
National coordinator represented and state coordinator of the program describes the training as apt, looking at the dilapidated facilities responsible for low yield.
What we are trying to do with this project is to improve resilience in case anything unexpected comes, so that their livelihoods will, as much as possible, remain balanced.
Yes, there are improved modern technologies, but farmers are not aware of it. So it's our duty as extension workers to help these farmers aware of this modern technology.
The training harps on guide to extension approaches of the project, good animal husbandry practices, livestock housing and facilities, as well as record keeping by experts. In Jos, Ijoma Ozemena, NTA News.
That's our contribution from Jos. It's back to Ruth in Abuja for the continuation of Nationwide.
Thank you for staying with us. The Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetekun, is assuring that men and officers of the Nigerian police will be enrolled into the Employees Compensation Scheme to provide additional social benefit to the force. The Inspector General gave the assurance when the Managing Director of the Nigeria Social Insurance Trust Fund, Oluwaseun Fale, led management of the fund on an advocacy visit to the force headquarters.
We'll do everything possible. Whatever that is stopping the MPF from contributing to the NSITF, we have to look into it and make sure that we make it work this time around. Then with respect to your enforcement drive, please count on us that we are going to support you all the way.
The NSITF Managing Director notes the absence of compliance from the police in respect of the employees' compensation scheme, but expressed optimism that the intervention of the Inspector General will turn a new page in partnership between the trust fund and the police.
And the officers know that if there is any injury or any threat arising from carrying out their active duty, then their families, their dependents would be compensated in accordance with the law. And I think I want to believe that that will increase gallantry, that will increase productivity.
NSITF is mandated by law to implement the Employees' Compensation Scheme, under which it pays claims and compensation for injuries, diseases or death, which may occur in the course of work. But these benefits can only be accessed by workers enrolled by their employers. Involving women in all facets of the economy will bring about remarkable improvement in society. This was the observation of the wife of Ekiti State Governor, Dr. Olayemi Oyebanji, during her visit to the rural areas. She advised female appointees to domesticate her pet project for the benefit and transformation of all. Tayo Osho reports.
The aim of the visit is to sensitize the people, especially women, of all the opportunities that abound to better the lots of women in the state. To train a woman, they say, you train a whole nation. This is why the impact of a woman is felt in every sector of the economy, as this present administration has many women at the helm of affairs. The wife of Ekiti State Governor, Dr. Olayemi Oyebanji, is a shining example, as she has been using her position to impact positively on women in the state. The Adire Hub, to mention but a few, has trained and empowered more than 400 women. Food items and cash were also given to women in these rural areas to cushion the effect of the current economic challenge.
The wife of the president has made our job as first ladies easy at the state level by giving support to our women at different states, and our own job is so easy is to deliver those functions.
Deputy Governor of Ekiti State, Monisa Diafuye, who expressed gratitude to the rural women for their support, noted that it is an ample opportunity to inform the people of the transformation programs of the state government. The gesture, which will be extended to all the local government areas in the state, will help the women appreciate the governor's wife's initiative. In Ado-Ekiti, Tayo Osho, NTA News.
Still on women matters, the Minister of Women Affairs, Uju Kennedy Ohanenye, is facilitating the reintegration of ex-private Ruth Ogunleye, who was recently discharged from the Nigerian Army, in order to give her a new lease of life. The minister assured the ex-private officer that the ministry, in collaboration with the Office of the Special Assistant to the President on Technical, Vocational and Entrepreneurship Education, would ensure she gets trained on information technology, in addition to facilitating a scholarship program to actualize her nursing profession.
She's opening a new book today for a new beginning, so that we find a way to empower Ruth, get her into what she wants to do, because she has what she wants to do.
The minister therefore encouraged the ex-private Ogunleye to put her past behind in order to heal and start a new phase of life. Sports update is next.
Eyimba has been placed in Group D following the draws announced by the Confederation of African Football for the 2024-2025 Confederation Cup. As Nigeria's representative, Eyimba International is among 16 clubs divided into 4 groups of 4 teams each. The draw held on Monday reveals that the People's Elephant will compete in Group D alongside Egyptian giant Al Masry and Zamalek, the reigning champions, as well as the newcomers Black Bulls from Mozambique. The 2 leading teams will move on to the next round of the tournament. President of the Nigerian Football Federation, Ibrahim Musa Gusau, has reflected on his tenure thus far as the head of the country's football administration, which marks a significant milestone as the board celebrates its achievements. This sense of unity highlights the cohesion and stability that have characterized Nigerian football administration over the past 2 years and relates to the appointment of permanent coaches for the Super Eagles and Super Falcons, as well as qualifications for the World Cup and AFCON.
Our vision is to make sure that we develop the game of football from the grassroots, as well as to see how we can take our league, especially the domestic league, to the level it deserves to be.
And finally, U.S. tennis player Coco Gauff stated that she is continually growing and will not allow her recent victory at the China Open to distract her from her long-term objectives. Gauff captured the WTA 1000 title in Beijing on Sunday, defeating U.S. Open semi-finalist Karolina Muchova with a score of 6-1, 6-3 in the final. This marks Gauff's second WTA Tour title of the season, following her successful title defense at the ASB Classic in Auckland, New Zealand in January. For Sports Update, Bright Ebuchu, NTA News.
We're done with Nationwide, and we do appreciate your company. Do have a lovely evening. I'm Ruth Aguilera.